Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, drinking tea this morning instead of coffee, trying something different. Actually, I drink tea a lot, but I've been drinking way too much coffee lately. Actually broke my Keurig insert thing, so I'm drinking tea this morning because my coffee pot's not cooperating. But it can still make hot water, so I can get tea. Today is day 390 of What's She Up To Now. It is just me documenting my journey, my personal journey from offline brick and mortar corporate world to the online business world. A couple years ago, part of my divorce meant getting rid of my Italian food manufacturing business. Long story, probably shared it, but I'll continue to share bits and pieces of it. But I was looking at needing a change. I'm old, but I'm not old enough to retire. And I still got a lot of energy. There's stuff I want to do. So I decided, well, I've always wanted to explore this online world. I've dabbled here and there. I did a little bit of blogging. I did a little bit I did a lot of learning and studying and watching, never actually taking action and doing, but I did a lot of little bits of dabbling along the way because I was too busy. I told myself, I kept telling myself, I'm too busy, I'm too busy, I'm too busy to do anything online. So I didn't. But I found with the disposition of my Italian food manufacturing business, I had time, I had energy. I wanted to dig in and explore. And like everything else, I underestimated the amount of time it would take me to find the success I wanted and the direction and to focus on what I wanted to work on than I thought. And so I decided 390 days ago that I would start sharing my journey because I don't want people to think that everybody is an overnight success because we're not. Nobody is an overnight success. However old you are, that's how many years you've been working on achieving whatever it is that you're wanting to achieve. And the interesting thing is once we achieve the thing we think we wanted to achieve, we always have something else that we want to go after and achieve. So right now I'm working on a women's summit and I wrote running as the title today. Now, if you've listened to me for any amount of time at all, you know that I do not run. Running is bad for me. Running sets off my ICD and should put me in the hospital, but it doesn't necessarily put me in the hospital because I'm stubborn and I don't want to go to the hospital, especially if I'm wearing something that I would be embarrassed to go to the hospital in. That is, again, another story that I have told, but I'll tell it again if anybody wants to hear it. So I don't run. I physically don't run. Unless there's a bear or a tiger or some life-threatening event like a tsunami, which we don't have in Wisconsin, chasing me, I am probably not going to be seen running ever. Might be dancing around the living room with my grandchild, but otherwise I'm not going to be running. But what I mean by running is running to get things done for the Women's Summit. This has really been and is being a really fun project. I was thinking this morning as I was getting ready, I will probably go live Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday morning, probably morning, to just chat and talk about the day and the day's speakers and just give a little quick overview and rundown of who we're going to have because I want to actually be live and give people an opportunity to answer questions. And then I'm thinking now, I thought of this morning too. I mean, do you love how I'm just making this up as I go along because I'm trying to continue to add value? Yes. So I want to add a Q&A on Friday. I think Friday afternoon, early afternoon, if I can get my granddaughter to take a nap or not, if I can get her just hang out and color by my feet, I will do a Q&A. I'll do a live Q&A session because that way anybody that has questions can ask their questions. I love live Q&A. Some people are afraid of them because they feel like they put them on the spot. But I think if you know your stuff and you know the topic that you're talking about, or you know that it's okay to say, I don't know, but I can sure find that answer out for you. You know, put that in the message or put that in the comments section and I will make sure as soon as this is over, I go find the answer or somebody that's got the answer for you and I will shoot it off to you. But you have to message me below or I'll forget because let's be honest, if I don't get messaged below, I may very well forget. And I never want to commit to saying that I'll do something if I can't do it. And following up to me is really, really important. And keeping my word to myself and to other people is really, really important. So I'll follow up, but I also might need you to remind me because otherwise life is super busy. I don't know about you, but my life's been super busy since I was about 1 year old, 2 years old. So all of our lives are busy, but if you get me a reminder or get me a message, I will go ahead and do it. It was really funny. I volunteered to do a site review for a gentleman the other day because he was asking in a group that we belong to. And I love doing them. They're really fun. And so it took me a day because I had my granddaughter and I got on the site that night and I'm like, it's all in a I think it's in Spanish. I don't remember now, but I think it's all in Spanish. So I didn't understand a word of it. I translated it, but it's really challenging to give people feedback on copy. So I just said, I'm going to have a hard time giving you feedback on copy because I'm not sure the translation is really what you're saying. But I found plenty of things to give him feedback on. But I was going to do a video walkthrough of his site for him because I like to do a video walkthrough and then go through headlines and points and layout and format and things. But I'm like, you know, the layout is excellent. The format's excellent. All the components are here. It's maybe your offer that's weak. Is it really speaking to a huge pain point of your ideal customer? And is it, if it is, are you saying it in the way that really is their words and gets to them? Because it's hard to do. I did discover with myself, it's more challenging, but it was fun because it is challenging to do a site review for someone when their site, when their, you know, native language isn't English, when it's in a different language. But, you know, you can still get a whole lot out of it. The energy of the videos and the format of the videos and the color and the light and the sound and everything was excellent. And so I can give them feedback on those things and say, okay, it looks excellent, but the only reason it might not be converting, and I don't know your numbers, is that maybe the offer isn't strong enough, or it isn't a correct market to target audience match. Maybe it isn't exactly what they want and are looking for. Or maybe it is, but it's not presented in the words and the phrases and the things that really speak to them as a pain point. And it was actually kind of a luxury item type service. And I get who they're going after. I think I'm pretty clear on who their target audience is based on that. But is what they're saying and presenting and what they're offering, because I personally thought the offer was a little bit weak. And if I am not sure I would be their target audience, maybe, probably, I probably would be actually. And so if I get the impression that the offer is kind of weak and lame, then I suspect other women are getting that same impression. So we have to remember that it's important to match our offer to exactly what the audience wants, not necessarily what we want to give them, but what they want. So I'm running to get the Women's Summit together. Super excited, super fun. Think I'm going to add some live components because, you know, I got to add and do more. And I'm going to add the Q&A. I also yesterday got a really cool mobile app organization that helps to promote businesses through and create group loyalty programs for people. It's like the coolest software I've seen, second to ClickFunnels. Because I'm an avid ClickFunnels lover and fan, and Actionetics and all the components of ClickFunnels. To me, this is second to that. But in terms of if you've got your own business, this is like the tool. I know that, and I did a lot of research on this because we were creating a mobile app last year, which is in limbo right now. Long story, big lessons learned there. And then this came along, and why I think I was attracted to it is because we had the mobile app experience and creating it, and we spent over a year on it, and it's still not done yet. And the gentleman that created this one with a team spent 3+ years creating it. And it does things that are revolutionary that no other mobile apps do. But what I like best about it is it helps you to create an incredible loyalty program that brings people into your business and attracts customers. So it's all about customers and serving them better in their experience. And I got the owner of that to create a special package just for the women that are participating in the Women's Summit. So I'm like totally stoked and excited about that. And the cool part is, while I was hanging out with my beautiful granddaughter, he was creating the document that presents that package for me to add to as an upsell bonus or an upsell to the Women's Summit attendees. And it's only for them. And I mean, I'm really excited about that because I could not have come up with that or done that on my own. And it's only because I've been talking to people and building relationships with people that that's even possible. And that's what happens when you get out and share what you're doing with people and they get excited about it too. Because if we can get a bunch of women, even if we just get a handful of women around the country using that app and getting a benefit from it, those are case studies that he can now use to share that opportunity with other people, to share how cool this amazing tool is with other people. And that gets me excited. When I find things that I'm excited about, there's a lot of tools. Let me know in the comments below too if that's something that you would like, because I've tried a lot of tools that just plain stink over the last decade or so, but I've also tried a lot of tools that are really, really powerful, and they help me to get leverage on myself and leverage on my activity and to leverage my time more than anything else. And my favorite, I'll be honest, my favorite is free tools. If I can find a free version of a tool that will help me and other people, I want you to know about it. So if that's something that would be a benefit, go ahead and put in the comments below that you'd love to know what my resources are, because I've got some incredible resources that I use all the time that I don't even think about because they're second nature to me. For example, I think I've mentioned that I struggle with my vision. I have a hard time with my vision. I can't see out of my left eye, and I need a magnifying glass to do everything with my right eye, which is part of why I'm doing video. You know, to be honest, I'm actually a much better writer than I am talker and speaker, and heaven knows I don't have a face for video. So I don't even have a voice for radio. So, but I'm doing it because I can still take action. Even if I have wonky eyes and can't see, I can still share my message with you or whoever needs to hear it. And if I can just reach one of you, one person, if just one person watches this video and says, oh, I got something out of it, and you don't have to get a lot out of it, just one thing that you can apply to make your life better, then I feel like it was worth my time and energy to actually talk on it, and embarrassment, because sometimes I'm really embarrassed, but that's okay too. But then it's worth it. So I really am a much better writer, but it's a challenge for me to write and type now, because to be honest, I have so many typos and so many things. It would take, a whole slew of editors to fix my stuff. And I don't want to wait for the time delay of how long it takes to get the message out by writing it. So I do write stuff. I do take notes. I write every day, but only, I don't know, I got to find a really special person that can actually read and decipher my notes, because it would be awesome to have some of the content that I'm creating in the written form. I just haven't gotten to it because I need outside resources to help me do that. Just like getting an outside resource to create one of the bonuses or upsells for this particular women's summit. And you guys, the summit starts next Tuesday. I just got that yesterday. We haven't even been nailed out all the details because he wants to get together and talk about the details. And I'm like trying to figure out when am I going to have time between now and next Tuesday to work out the details and make sure that it's right. I read the overview and the sheet. It's awesome. Just have to put that up on the website, which I can do between now and Tuesday, or actually I can do it between now and next Thursday or Friday, and that'll be plenty of time to get it done. So that's it. Busy, busy day, running. And like a lot of single moms, doing the grandma thing with a 3-year-old. Again, I am the first to admit a 3-year-old is very different than a 0 to 1-year-old. And that's an interesting thing. We have to grow and develop as they grow and develop. And we have to change our routines and change how we do things as we are taking care of other people and building relationships and running our lives on the side, because our lives are not 100% our businesses. Now, I'm really guilty of making my work life a huge percentage of my life, and melding and confusing the two, sometimes to my detriment, sometimes to my benefit of my family always, but not always, because I wasn't always there for them. And that's kind of a painful confession, to admit that sometimes I chose my business and my work over my family. I mean, and not because I didn't love them, but because I thought that choosing my business and my work was a way of loving them. But you know what? It doesn't always feel that way to the people that we're choosing our work over. We're taking phone calls instead of listening to them when they want to be listened to or heard. All right, that's it. Go out, make it a fantastic day. I will, of course, be with you tomorrow with some more whatever the heck I'm up to. I hope that you are working on something that makes your heart happy.